Hey folks, it's Gecko, and today I'm bringing you my June TBR. I'm doing a book challenge in one of my Facebook groups. So here's the prompts, and the bonus prompt was just read diversely as possible, so I've got quite a lot of books. Before I jump into my main TBR, I'm just going to I am on page 219, chapter 10 of Assassin's Quest. So that's great. That'll be my book that I'm continuing on. Not to replace it, because I was reading it at the same time as it, but this is going to be my big book read that I continue on with. And my other big book read, because I always have two, is going to be Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, which I am going to be reading alongside the audiobook narrated by Andy Serkis. So that's going to be fun. Oh, it's Loki. Now, into the actual prompts. Okay, so the concept is each prompt represents one of the colours on the rainbow flag. Loki, no. I don't actually have anything with the rainbow flag on it, which is kind of embarrassing. But you'll get the idea as we go through the prompts. I'm just checking to see if I don't. No, they're all in my other room. Well, they're all in my bedroom, I should say. So anyway, the first one is sexuality, which is... I can't remember what colour it corresponds to, but each colour represents something on the flag, basically. So the first one is sexuality, and the prompt is read a book with an LGBTQ plus character or relationship. And for this one I've chosen This Coven Won't Break by Isabel Sterling, who is I believe she's Latina, but she's a queer author. This is Sapphic Witches, which is just awesome. I read the first one. These witches don't burn, and absolutely wanted to read this book, but I just never got around to it, so June is the perfect time to read Sapphic Witchy romance. I don't know why it just got darker there. Hopefully nothing's going on with my phone. That would be terrible. Life would be a person on the cover. Now for this one, I'm going to be reading The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, who is, I believe, an Asian author. Yes, she's Chinese. Well, they're Chinese. Yes, she's Chinese. This is based on the Rape of Nanking. This is a brutal fantasy. I've already started down on chapter 3, but I'm hoping to get further into it, and this is the person. I believe it's Rin. So this is very much based on Chinese history, which is kind of cool. Healing. Favourite genre was doing self-care. So my favourite genre is fantasy, usually YA, but I'm okay with branching into the adult side of things. So that will be A Conjuring of Light by V.A. Schwab. I've read the first two in this series and absolutely adored them. There's a continuation, Threads of Power, so I need to read this. But when the next one comes out, and those ones I probably will get in hardcover if they come out in hardcover. But I love V.A. Schwab. This will be my 5th book of hers I've read. She is a queer author, goes by she, they pronouns. She is a gay woman, or gay person. She hasn't really clarified beyond gay. So I'm not sure how to address her, but she uses she, they pronouns, and she describes herself as a gay woman until her pronouns change to she, they. So I'm sorry, Victoria, I don't know your situation, and obviously I'm not going to, I'm not you. But my self-care activity for this will be sitting downstairs in my living room with my feet up on the footstool under a blanket whilst watching White Noise Reacts in the background, because I need background noise to read, and with a nice cup of tea. Very nice. I'm very excited to do that the entire time I'm reading that book. Sunlight is yellow on the cover. This is yellow. This is the third book in the Mortal Engine series. I don't really know how to explain this. Basically, the world is a ship, and there are multiple ships, and steampunky dystopia kind of futuristic vibes. I mean, I read the first 2 books ages ago. Should have read the third book then. Didn't get around to it. So now I am. 5-star read book that I think will be 5 stars. Oh, did I miss one? No, Nature on the cover. This is The Poison Heart by Kaylin Barron. It's about gardening. Basically, the girl can grow an apple tree from a seed and a heartbeat. She basically has the magic of making things grow. And this is about her inheriting an old house and then like secrets coming out. And there is a sequel, which I'm very excited to get into. So this will be a very interesting nature-y read. It's written by a black woman. Don't know if she's sapphic. All I know. Okay, so this is kind of okay. Yeah. So this is cool. Okay, so she's with a man called Mike. I don't know if she's bisexual or anything, it's not my business. This is kind of an homage to Little Shop of Horrors, Annie, the Wiz and the Wizard of Oz, which is very interesting kind of like inspirations to come out into this. I love the spine. So a very pretty book. I'm hoping I'm gonna love it. I'm also predicting that, but I'm predicting all of these to be 5 stars. Like, let's be real. My 5-star prediction though for magic is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, because obviously I'm about to dive into the Fellowship of the Ring. I want to reread The Hobbit. I haven't read it for about 20 years. So that's a scary thought that I'm actually old enough to have read something 20 years ago. So yeah, I read around about 6 or something. Read it. I remember a little bit about it, but I want to, you know, read it again. So that'd be quite fun. I'm predicting 5 stars because I remember it being amazing. So that's that. Then a standalone, and those books are about to fall down, which is interesting. My standalone would be The Taking of Any Thorn by C.J. Tudor with a lovely spine. Apparently someone's sister disappeared, came back. Wouldn't say what happened, and it's happening again. Someone else. So I loved the other people and the Burning Girls. I haven't read The Chalk Man yet. I do have it. So every book I've read of hers, I get 10 pages in and be like, and it's like, I'm going to buy this book because it's going to be amazing, and it always is. So I'm very excited to read this one. And then I will get onto The Chalk Man because that's the debut and I'm really... And yes. Okay. So my excited about book for Spirit, that was Serenity, by the way, the standalone. My very terribly covered up because I couldn't touch the cover because it's American. There's no UK editions. How is a paperback $17? That's insane. Anyway, now there are better editions, but this is mine, so I'm going to have to read this one. Well, I don't have to read this one, but this is a book I'm excited about. I've read Daisy Jones and the Six, have Malibu Rising, haven't read it, but this is the one I'm really excited to read because everybody loves it. And then the rest of the prompts was just read as diversely as possible and not just sexually diverse or gender diverse. Neurodivergence, racially diverse, that kind of things, all kinds of things like that. So for me, there is a Loki in the window. For me, I have, and also some other cultures, it's nice. I have Attack on Titan 2, which is the second volume of Attack on Titan. I can't remember the first one, I read it ages ago, but I remember really enjoying it. The Titans, and they're fighting the Titans and their training and all this kind of thing. So, very excited to continue that. Next I have, and that's by Hajime Isayama. So then I have Convenience Store by Sakaya Murata, which is about a woman who works in a convenience store, I guess. Kiko. Translate from the Japanese by Ginny Tapley Takamori. Okay, so this is another translated Japanese book. It's only 160 something pages. So, okay. So it'll be interesting to see what that is. I've heard it's quite weird, but very good. This is the first volume of, it's the volume bind up of Fruits Basket. So it's the first story, I believe. So this is about a girl whose mom's dead and she moves into a new place. And people turn into animals of the Chinese zodiac. It's by Natsuki Takaya. I'm very excited to read this. Went to actually doing their anime reaction on their anime channel, so I'm very excited to actually read the manga. Next we have Boyfriend Material by Alexa Toll. My sister wants me to read this book because if it's any good, she's going to want to read it. And it's basically gay fake dating in London, which is really cool because most of the books I read are set in America. So it's really cool to finally read a queer romance that's actually specifically set in the UK. I know Red Wine War Blue kind of took place in the UK, but I think this one entirely takes place in London. And the sequel is out, which is cool. It's called Husband Material, so I think the fake dating goes really well. That's kind of cool. Next I have, that's been on my TBR for literal years, The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X.R. Pan, which is a book about dealing with grief. So kind of, so this is about grief by a woman who, so it's sort of like suicide prevention things, for people bereaved by suicide. Element on this. All numbers in the UK, Australia and Aotearoa, which is kind of cool. So I'll finally read this. It's been a very long time. I've had this book since I think 2018. Yes, I got it when it came out in 2018. That's interesting. The next one I have is this one, which has been on many TBRs, but this time I hope to get through it. Or at least start reading it. This is it's the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. It is a book written by a black woman, who so this is about the end of the world, but kind of like not normal apocalyptic sort of thing. It's kind of like a natural disaster thing, and it's written in present tense, which is interesting. So that's going to be an interesting thing to do. I was trying to see if it fit a prompt for something else, but this I need to read because people have requested it at the library and I can't find my copy. It's Agatha Raisin and the Books of Demberley. This is kind of not really diverse, but it's a crime, like cozy mystery kind of thing. and basically there's a murder whilst on a walk. There's, they're kind of crazy mysteries. Agatha sort of gets involved in it, solves it, kind of thing. And then, because of course I did, I now have the Netflix edition of Heartstopper, Volume 1, with the scripts and stuff in it, and this is a, well, boy meets boy, boys become friends, and boys fall in love with romance. It's now on Netflix. It's an amazing series. Alice Oseman, who wrote the books, wrote the show, which is why it's absolutely perfect. So, and the little Joe Lock there. So I'm going to reread Heartstopper Volume 1 because I haven't read it in ages, because I lent my sister the books and she's loving them. She loved the show, so it's all great. Following on the Alice Oseman theme. Ooh. The only Alice Oseman book I haven't read, I was born for this, involves a guy called Angel. No, a girl called Angel, who is a hijabi Muslim. Oh, okay. I am on page 40, apparently. And I've been reading it since April 2018. Yep, that's why I can't remember anything about it. Well, that's the bookmark I put it in. Is it from 2018? Yes, so I got this as it came out, I think. It's a very beautiful UK cover. So she's a hijabi Muslim, and Jimmy is the lead singer of her favourite band, and he's a trans guy, and they get kind of brought together to, and things happen. So I'm very interested to see where that goes. The dual perspectives kind of threw me a bit when I read it, but I've since read books with dual perspectives, and I've kind of got more into that. The next book is the Taking of Livingston by Ryan Douglas, which is about a black boy in an all-white school. Or, well, one of the few black students at the school, and he can see the dead, and a ghost sort of decides that he's going to target him. So, very interesting book. And finally, Tash Hart's Tolstoy. The thing is, I start books and I never really get around to finishing them, so this is why a lot of them I've already started. This is, I'm on chapter 3 of this one, 27. Tash Hart's Tolstoy. It's about an asexual girl. She's a romantic asexual, so she wants romantic relationships but not sexual relationships. It's about a girl called Tash who's in love with Leo Tolstoy. She has this web series that goes viral. Basically, it's about her dealing with fame and dealing with her sexuality, trying to explain to the guy she has a crush on that this is the situation with her and her sexuality. So that's been interesting. I've really enjoyed the first 2 chapters I read, so I'm hoping this is going to be a quick, fun read. And that is my June TBR. I would hold them all up, but there is a lot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 books. That's not good. Odd numbers is not a thing I will be okay with. Not you, Loki. Oh, did I explain what, is that there? Have I? Oh, no, there's one more. I was going to say, I don't remember explaining this one. Again, it's another one I've started. I'm on chapter 4 of this one, page 30, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, V.A. Schwab. And this is about a family who are making a ghost film, a ghost TV show about Edinburgh, and she can see ghosts, and she's got a best friend who's a ghost, and it's about the ghost story. And all the ghost stories are actually real stories that happened in Edinburgh. So I'm very excited to see where this one goes. I have enjoyed it so far. As I say, I love V.A. Schwab, so her middle grade is going to be just as good as her adult. So, and then I'll have finished when I've read A Conjuring of Light. I'd have read a trilogy and a duology. I know eventually the Villain series is going to be a trilogy, probably more, but at the moment there's only 2, so I've read all of the Villain's duology, and then I'll have read all of Conjuring of Light, which means I'll have read 5 books, and then read this, I'll have 6 books. I'm very bad at reading books, I'm very good at buying them, but I'm not very good at reading them. So, that's my 22 long book TBR. Obviously I'll probably be reading other books as well, because I'm terrible at sticking to a TBR. So, and these are the books I'm going to read. Obviously I'm going to read The Hobbit before I start Fellowship of the Ring, but I'm going to read Fellowship of the Ring. And the Robin Hood book I'm quite far into. So I might finish it in June, I might not. Well, I say quite far, I'm like 20%, but I want to, read a bit more of it. So I might finish it this month, and I've got the next book in, so the first book in the next trilogy to read as well. But let me know what you're reading. Also, I keep talking about White Nose Reacts. I wear their merch, which is cool. I love it. It's so comfortable. I'm going to leave their link in the description as well for both their main channel and the anime channel. If you want to see their reactions to Fruits Basket, it's great. So, yeah. Feel free to check them out. Feel free to talk about some of the books. If you want to talk about Heartstopper, I will talk about Heartstopper all day. And Anna Simon's work in general. Specifically Radio Silence, which I'll probably end up rereading anyway, because literally my favourite book of all time. And that kind of deals with like gender identity, biraciality, bisexuality, mental illness, university, fandom, and all fun stuff. So I'm probably going to reread that at some point. And also, I was born for this. Wherever you've gone. Oh, you're there. Yes. So yes, finally I'm going to have my TBR behind me again. I'm still probably not going to make more than one video a month, because I think I made 3 this month. Or at least 2. This is my June TBR. But yes. Drop a comment down below. Talk to me about books, what you think are great. If you have any recommendations for me, I will take recommendations for books, for anime, things like that, for manga. Just go ahead. That'll be fun. So thank you for watching, and have a lovely day. Bye.